I'm back. I'm high because I was just going to listen to some of these questions like tonight. You know, hang out, take the night off. I've been kind of busy. My whole life does not revolve around you. It does, though. And no, it really does. Okay, but then some of these were just so good that I just wanted to do it now. So this one. I don't know. I know somebody needs to teach me how to do this, but it's fine.
Hi, Gabby. I wanted to know your thoughts on if you've ever had feelings of like not feeling queer enough and sort of having like imposter syndrome. Let me give you some backstory. So I've been in situations with girls before in my life where I would kind of like explore things and then I would cut it off because I felt like I wasn't like, my heart wasn't in it enough. And I've mostly dated men, but I'm in another one of these situations now with a girl. So clearly something keeps me coming back. Yeah, I definitely have bigger feelings for this girl than I ever have for a girl before. And like we have kissed, but, oh yeah, she lives across the country. That's the issue. I don't think I said that yet. So, I feel like I need to like be with her in person to like fully like validate my feelings and fully like, you know, sign on the dotted line of like, I am queer. But yeah, I'm wondering if you've had this feeling of like sort of being in limbo of like, okay, there's definitely something there, but then maybe it's some like internalized homophobia or something, of just like not being fully realized yet. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I love you very much.
Lena, I do think it's internalized homophobia, but I think like most things, it's normal and natural, and we can't be too hard on ourselves. I really felt this way in the beginning. I never knew really like that's what not feeling gay enough meant, because some people have said that, whatever, recently kind of having these conversations for the first time. People have said that, and I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like that. Like, I feel like that would be up to my partner. Like Robbie would say something if I wasn't gay enough. So then, yeah, but now after you kind of identified that feeling, I'm getting so distracted by Nardo. I'm sorry. He's just, I don't know what we're going to do with him. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, but I think that was just me not letting it in, like not letting the possibility of not being gay enough in. Because I think while we were dating, I kind of, like in the beginning, I kind of almost second guessed myself. I was like, do I really want to be here? Or like what keeps coming me back? But obviously, like I just loved her so much and really felt a connection for her. So it was like visceral. Like I wanted to keep coming back for more and for more. And finally, I was like, yeah, I do think I have like some shame that I'm not touching on, but that's okay and that's normal. And like I can kind of grow into it because it's also very new for me. So, and that's what happened. And now I'm in the deepest love, I ever thought I would be. I feel like you guys know that. And yeah, now I don't even question, like I just want to be with her so bad in every way, shape, or form. But it did kind of start out as the way. With this girl being long distance, you definitely have to see her in person to see, because there's also the long distance effect. Like distance not only makes the heart grow fonder, it makes it grow more delu. Because you're like making up shit in your mind because they're not actually here. Being with another person is annoying as fuck. So you have to try it to make sure it's like you're kind of annoying. But such a good question. Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Okay.
Hey girl. Okay, let me try to get this out in a minute and a half. Here's my question. Pretty much one of my close friends has gotten into a new relationship and she has been super, super happy, and that makes me very happy for her. However, I just met her boyfriend and girl, I cannot fucking stand him. He is just this like level of arrogance, kind of douchey, just not my vibe, right? And I think what matters most, obviously, is that she's happy and she's good. I did notice like she's a little bit timid, but whatever. It's not my place, I feel like, to tell her I don't like her boyfriend off of vibes alone. You know, if he was doing something, I think that's totally different. But my question is, before I met him, I was so excited for her. And when we would talk about it, like, I was full of joy. Now, when she brings him up, I like have a level of distaste, and like I am just like a pretty authentic person, so it shows on my face, and I don't know how to show up for her the same way I was showing up for her prior to meeting him. Obviously I've got to give him more chance, like another chance, meet him again. Maybe there was nerves, all that, but like, I don't know, you seem very authentic yourself. So if you have any advice around showing up for your friends or showing up for people and being authentic when you kind of feel like you're hiding your inner feelings, best way to navigate that. I don't even know if there's tips, but yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you.
Okay, some of these are two-parters, and I can only concentrate for so long, so sometimes I do want to pause them. But yeah, I feel like the beginning, like you're figuring out you don't vibe with your friend's boyfriend, which my initial thing was like, well, how long? Like, have you known him? Doesn't sound for very long. Because yeah, in the beginning, like we're judgy as fuck. Or unless he's done something, like you're probably picking up on something more than just vibes. But I don't think it's not being your authentic self also to like kind of read the room in this scenario. Because I feel like we have time to kind of figure out and like develop a plan. So I think you can still feel authentic by just like taking a step back and like seeing how things play out. I feel like you could do it like if your friend is also having reservations about him, like comes to you to talk shit, then that's your chance to be like, oh yeah, and he looks like he doesn't brush his teeth. My friend did that to me once. Shout out to Josie. I was dating this guy. It was maybe one of the last years when I was a Broncos cheerleader. And I was like trying to find a boyfriend, just trying so hard. Anyways, like friends of friends set us up. I loved my friend, so I immediately thought that like he would be vetted and good. I was like, he wasn't terrible. But anyways, we went to our friend's Halloween party and I was dressed as the Copper Tone Baby. I don't know if that's PC. You guys know I'm always trying to do something for my mental health and health in general, but I'm so lazy. So I first gave AG1 a try because I was looking for something easy and credible. God knows what is in these mineral drinks that are supposed to be good for your health, marketed by all kinds. It's just really tough to say. But with AG1, you know what's in it, and they have a team of doctors and scientists, thank God. And since drinking AG1 daily, I've felt just more balanced and healthy, and like I'm looking out for myself and my future self. That's because AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that supports your body's universal needs like gut optimization, love that, stress management, and immune support. Since 2010, AG1 has led the future of foundational nutrition, continuously refining their formula to create a smarter, better way to elevate your baseline health. Say less. Not only did I replace my multivitamin with AG1, but I love that every scoop also includes folate, magnesium, and ashwagandha for stress support, and God knows we need it. I recommend AG1 to all my family and friends because it is formulated based on the latest science and maintains high quality science. Hello, say less. Even my friends who have started drinking AG1, they always tell me that they're more energetic. And honestly, we could all get a little more of that. I'm always lethargic. But not since AG1. I love drinking AG1 in the morning as a reminder of self-care and just routine. It makes me feel like I'm doing something good for myself, which I am, science backed, and so good to feel like I have a routine and something to look forward to start my day. This podcast is sponsored by AG1, and if there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/winded. That's drinkag1.com/winded. Go and check it out. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys know I'm riddled with shame for whatever reason. I don't know, something like being a woman of this world, being burdened by the male gaze. Don't make me go into it, but it is something that I'm working on in therapy right now. At some points in my life, I've lost all my confidence and self-esteem, and by golly, it is time to get it back, and I'm sick of waiting. I know we all carry around some kind of weight and have different stressors, and I think a big way to help talk it out is with therapy. You guys know I can go on and on and on about therapy. I just love it so much. These emotions they don't do any good bottled up inside, and we have to get them out before they really get you down. It's empowering, therapy is, and it helps us live this naturally difficult life with just a little more ease. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. They match you with a licensed therapist after you fill out a questionnaire, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, which we do love. It's designed to be convenient and flexible and suited to your schedule because the girls are out here hustling. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/windy to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/windy. Whatever, you live and you learn. And yeah, so I brought him for the first time around my friends, and then we played the game Fishbowl, where you have to it's so fun. We play it all the time, where there's 3 rounds. 1 is catchphrase. You're describing the thing. 2 is charades, acting out. And then 3, you can only say 1 word to describe like the word that you're reading. I don't know why I'm explaining this to you. Nobody cares. But his word was my doll, but he thought it said medal. And he was like, not the beginning or the end, but we were like, okay. And then I forget how he fucked up the all. He's like, oh, that's what it was. We were like, okay, we have the mid. We can't guess the second part. And then after he was done, he sits down and he's like, what's mid all? We're like, damn, that was the one that my friend was like, he looks like he'd have bad breath. He didn't. Kinda. Whatever. But it was funny, and we were already like kind of whatever on the outskirts and on the outs a little. So it was fine for her to say that. But if your friend is kind of serious about this guy and she's not picking up on it or doesn't want to talk shit, maybe she's in denial, and those cases are helpless. I hate to say it. You could try once and be like, and it depends on like if he's treating her like well or not. If he gives you the ick, that's one thing. I feel like you kind of have to take it to the grave or like find subtle ways to make fun of him. I think that's totally okay. But if he's like treating her bad, then I think you should like sit her down and have a conversation. Okay, I thought this was a good one too.
Gabby. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with you. I obviously started watching you in Clayton season. Clayton. And then obviously watched you on Bachelorette, obsessed with you and Rachel. And then, of course, was your number one girly fan in the Your Dancing with the Stars journey. And then obviously been following you ever since. And then was so fucking excited when you started Long-Winded. Anyway, I only have 90 seconds. Oh my gosh, pressure. So, mommy issues. So, about a year ago, we took a trip for my mom's birthday. And basically, long story short, she got really drunk and basically started drunk screaming at me in the car, which was actually fucking humiliating. So it's just kind of been a little bit weird ever since. And like, I haven't gotten an apology, anything like that. We haven't really spoken about it. And I don't know, it just feels so weird. And I feel like I hold this like animosity and resentment towards her. So it's like, I'm just struggling with like how to move forward. I feel like if I brought it up to her, it would like literally, it would crush her, I think, to like know how badly it hurt me. More than like, I feel like I would feel so guilty for making her feel bad. So like, how do I, like, do I want to hold resentment towards her, or do I want to hold resentment towards me, or both, or whatever? I don't know. Just if you would love to give us advice, love you so much. Okay, 1 second.
I thought this was really good because obviously mommy issues. I feel like we talk about our mommy issues, like not as much. And obviously it's also like relationship stuff. Like you're just like upset with someone who's close to you. Not me acting like an expert because I've been in couples therapy for 5 seconds, but you obviously still have and want a relationship with your mom. And it seems like she cares about you too because you're worried about hurting her feelings. Like if I brought anything up to my mom, she would fight me. There was no like, oh my God, I'm hurt. So like I already feel like you could maybe sit her down and I know it's so hard to think about. And some of us like innately kind of start to care for our parents. Like we become the caretakers. That's definitely a dynamic. Obviously people experience. But then you're like not taking care of yourself. It's okay for you to do something for you if it does kind of hurt to hear for the other person. But if the other person really cares about you, then they're going to want to hear that at the end of the day. Like, yeah, it's going to be really hard. But think about like, even if you had a friend that you were like upsetting them and did like your mom probably doesn't even know. Like, because people just like don't have insight or have no idea. So, yeah, I feel like it's worth at least having a conversation and making your relationship, like giving yourself a chance to kind of stick up for yourself and to a relationship, a chance to get even better. Because like we can, get over humps and stuff like this. And then see how she responds. If she doesn't respond well, like that's what's really hard. But I don't know. It sounds like she just really cares about you too. So I don't know. Moms are hard. Okay, let's see. My note on this one, first homo I ever met. I think that's probably the question. And the answer is this nurse that I worked with, she was amazing. We became best friends immediately. She was like so funny, so loved, just had like the best outlook on life. And everyone in the unit thought we were dating. but I like didn't take it personally at all. I thought it was funny. And apparently I told my other friend that she made me question my sexuality. I have no recollection of doing that, but I think like there were definitely signs. Oh, this is good, you guys.
This is the story of the worst, most craziest first date I've ever been on, and why I think men are the worst. So, go on a date with this guy. I didn't even really want to go on a date with him in the first place, but I did, And I'll just skip over the part where he's nonstop talking about himself and his successes and how much he is a champion for women and loves his mom and sister. But, you know the whole 9 yards. Like, he sucks. Dinner's almost over. I'm ready to go home, but then he suggests going to a bar. Now, the bar that he suggests happened to be my favorite.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, don't talk about it, be about it. Like, if you're about women, it'll just like come off. It's like, why are you trying to overcompensate for what? Like, obviously, we know what for, because he actually hates women. I think. Yeah, or because why are you automatically feeling guilty? Like, who are you trying to defend yourself from? Or he's probably just dumb and means well, but he was talking about his success. It's like, ew, so, okay, yeah, no. I stand with what I said first. He's so full of himself. She knows that. I'm just also processing.
In the city, so I said, you know what, why not? Why not get a few cocktails out of him, I had to listen to him for half an hour, so, let's do it. It's at that point that he tries that, he's already trying to make moves, and I make the mistake of telling him I'm not going to have sex with him. We all know why that's a bad idea, because now that's all he wants to do. I'm drunk as hell. I'm like, I need to go home. We get to my apartment. He's like, let me walk you up. Messy me comes out, okay? We start making out in the entryway of my apartment building. He then starts to go down on me in the entryway of my apartment building. Not my proudest moment, but here we are. It's at that moment that I remember, oh, fuck, I'm on my period. As I have that thought, I look down. He has pulled the tampon out of me, and he's holding my bloody tampon.
I don't know. I think it's a huge flex. I feel like this story happening to any woman is a flex. I don't know. You sounded like you hated it, but actually, what are you gonna do with a dumbass dude who's so full of himself, still hates women, but he's trying to pretend he's not, and he desperately wants you, which I guess they're all so desperate, but it's good for you for letting him go down on you on your period, because one, who cares? And he actually gets points on his character for taking out the tampon with his mouth. Hot. You're not afraid of my period? Fuck yeah. So maybe he is dumber than expected and just kind of insecure, so he feels like he's having to, not me having this guy's back. Because he took out your tampon with his mouth. I'm so easily swayed. This is the thing. This is the whole thing. I don't know, but yeah, I think this is incredible. I also thought you were going to say, when I've told dudes I didn't want to have sex with them, they didn't want to fuck even more. They got mad at me. So I think you have mad game, and are irresistibly attractive. And I believe that for all of us. And I think it's great. I don't think you have anything to apologize for. Oh, this is kind of a funny one. Well, somebody just asked if I'm you know what? Let me play it.
Hi, Gabby. This is Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
I heard a rumor, and I just want to know if it's true because I'm a nosy person. Did you not know that you were going to be co-bachelorettes with Rachel until you were sitting in the audience after the final rose? Was that when you found out? I know that they give out multiple contracts, so like, I'm just curious. Okay, love you.
First of all, I thought the rumor was going to be way worse. I'm like, holy shit, there's rumors about me. But yeah, no, that was totally true. We found out when we were both sat after AFR. They didn't tell either of us. They were like being really cryptic, the producers, and wouldn't say. It's like, I didn't even know that 2 was up in the air. But I was honestly so excited when it happened. But it's like they hadn't told me I wasn't whatever the Bachelorette yet. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's cruel that they would sit us next to each other. But because we're both. So yeah, no, that's true. One time I had like some kind of bump on my head and it was just getting bigger and bigger. And then I showed my sister and she started picking at it and the hair follicles were just like slipping out, like coming out so easy one by one. And then all of a sudden I had a huge bald spot and then I started unconsolably crying. I was looking up, I was diagnosing myself on YouTube, sobbing. My dad was screaming off me to get off the internet. The same thing might have happened to you, and there's no need to cry or fear because there's Divi. I also have so many friends who just don't have a lot of hair, and it's devastating. And some family members who have lost hair due to health issues. And it's just sad because you kind of feel like you're losing your femininity, and we all deserve to be beautiful. So let me tell you about Divi. Hair loss affects so many of us, and Divi is good for those with hair shedding or thinning due to stress, postpartum, menopause, or any medical related conditions. Scalps with a lot of product or buildup. I'm looking at you, clean girl, with all that styling gel, or anyone dealing with a dry scalp. Divi can help. Divi began when Danny Austin experienced an emotional hair loss journey, and she did some research and created an incredible product so we don't have to. This led to the creation of Divi's first product, a clinically tested, which you know we love, scalp serum that improves the appearance of breakage, nourishes those little hair follicles, and removes product and oil buildup. There's not only the serum, but there's a shampoo and conditioner, hair vitamins, 3-in-1 leave-in conditioner, and now dry shampoo. The dry shampoo is amazing because it also helps with hair health. So it's like more bang for your buck, and I'm always trying to save a buck. Divi isn't just for hair loss either. It's more for hair health. I'm constantly treating my hair horribly, so I know it could just use some help in the health department. Do you want to take back control of your hair and scalp health and do it with clean, science-backed ingredients? Well, we have a special offer for my audience. Go to diviofficial.com/Gabby or enter Gabby at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's use diviofficial.com/Gabby for 20% off your first order. And that's Gabby, Gabby. Oh, this is a good one, I thought. Oh, okay. But I'm also going to order pho real quick because I do want it to come after I'm done. You guys, I don't have a phone right now because of some stupid ass reason that I'm not even going to talk about. And I had phone insurance, lost phone insurance. I was supposed to get a new one for $150, but they're like, no, because you're fine. My iPhone wasn't on. I was like, I didn't know this was. Anyway, so I'm waiting to see if they'll accept my claim. Robbie got on the phone with them. She's really good on the phone. There's nothing more than she loves than being on the phone with customer service. It's sick, but I do think it gets out some of her energy, which is important. So I'm in limbo, but and I've loved it. it's just been nice to have an excuse to kind of be a little more disconnected. And it's like, oh, whoa, everything's still there when I need it. It didn't like go anywhere. So I feel like it's taught me kind of a more healthy relationship. Plus I can text on my computer. I've been missing phone calls. Couldn't be happier. I hate not being on the phone, but my manager is like, I tried to call you twice. I'm like, okay, I will call you back as soon as I get a phone. Could be anytime. Also, there's nothing we can't talk about via email, really. I know sometimes it's easier, but also just like send me a quick update. Who cares? Via email. I like Faux Hut. Pho Hut. Nobody said, I've literally never said pho. I don't know why I said it. I get the create your own with steak. It's so fucking good. And I get lunch for tomorrow. Wait, I don't know. Oh, I have 82 items in my cart. Oh, or no, that's how much. Oh my God. I was probably going to order it the other day. Okay. DoorDash is being weird. It's like, alert, $500 is maximum. I'm like, what? I'm not spending $500, please. Okay, this one was good.
Hi, Gabby. Just wanted to call in for some advice on dealing with family differing beliefs. Like, at what point is it just like not even necessary to speak up anymore? Basically, I recently moved back from the East Coast, back home to the West Coast, and they were very formative years. My beliefs ended up being very different than that of my family. And they can say some pretty gnarly things, about like race and sex and sexuality and gender, and they can be pretty gnarly. So I guess my question is, like, at what point do you, like, because I want to be like an advocate, like I want to stand up for myself and I want to stand up for others, but like at what point do we say like, fuck it, like, I'll be your family, but like, I guess I'm just not going to be like an advocate to you because it's like a lost cause in a sense. And these are relationships I want to keep, so what is that balance? Do you have any like personal experience with this? Appreciate any input you have. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I feel like this when I love your use of gnarly. I feel like I definitely have different beliefs than my family. And I think I'm now understanding, I feel like I always have a little bit, like I'm just more liberal than them. And pretty outspoken about it, even like I was still guarded and kind of, I didn't even mean to be, but I was like, oh gosh, this is like something I need and want to talk about. With that being said, it's also like you have to know like what you're feeling. You don't always have to fight with them. Like you just don't have the energy. Plus we're going to have different beliefs. Like they're just of another generation. That's what I think it is. It's like, and we're just so progressed. Like, I don't know if there's that much of a difference between like our parents and their parents in beliefs. Like, it's like work hard, 40 hours a week, plan for retirement, and our generation is like finding alternative ways to make money. We're like learning so fast. We're on social media. We're on the internet. So yeah, I think just naturally we're going to have different beliefs. I think you have to listen to yourself and like, do you want to fight back? Do you want it? But it's like, are they even receptive to any kind of education? Maybe hearing it once is good. But sometimes it's not. And I feel like if it comes over you and you want to talk about it, then you will. But I don't think we have to like go out of our way. But I think it's probably something a lot of us feel. Okay, this one was kind of funny, but I don't know.
Hi, Gabby. This is Rachel. I'm a huge fan. Love the pod. I noticed that you talk a lot about how capitalism is bad, and I was wondering if you are a communist or what your views are. I'm a communist, so love to see it. Anyway, just wondering. Thank you so much. Bye.
I'm dead at communist. That even you asked me or anybody if they were a communist, and like with such positivity and light and hoping that they would say yes. I don't even know what communism really is. I just know it doesn't really work out. But also it's like, we've talked about some kind of politics, like in and out on this podcast. And it's like, I think overall I am learning like it's okay to have different views and to like believe these things. Like I wish it just wasn't so personal because these issues are so real. But it's like the one good thing my mom used to say is like it takes all different kinds of people to make the world go around. And who cares? The communists aren't going to take over. But it's like I think it's great to believe in other things. I wish we would like talk about it more, but not in like an I'm right, you're wrong, but just being like, oh my God, this is what I believe because this, and like being able to talk about it, being neighbor. Okay, let's, without really like, feeling like it's too personal and that someone isn't going to like you at all because of your political views or like judge you. I don't know. I just love the way she used communists. Okay. Advocating, class war and leading to a society in which all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid. Okay, yeah. Publicly owned. I mean, the property hopefully is publicly owned at like a cheap price because most of the money should be going back to the people, but I don't know if I trust publicly at all, like owned. It's like, then I wouldn't trust the public. But I know it's like, how do you differentiate that from government owned? But I guess, yes, maybe we're all paying in. I don't know. These are things I just don't understand. In simple terms, communism is a type of government as well as an economic system. Creating shared wealth. In a communist system, individual people do not own land, factories, and machinery. Instead, the government. Okay. Oh, no, not the government. I feel like they just can't be trusted. Share the wealth. I mean, I think there should be a level of communism, but I think there would be flaws in this too. It's like maybe instead of not individual people owning land, maybe just like pay everybody who works on it a fair wage because you can afford it. I don't know if they should be getting like millions and billions of dollars of these factories and like pay your work, like just a little bit more reallocation because the top 1% is like so fucking crazy. Robbie told me this. She was like, the actual biggest jump, I think, is from top 3% to 1%. We feel that from like a job making $50,000 to $100,000. That feels so fucking hard. And then it probably takes so much time. And then this obviously is even harder, but the 3% is a lot. So I don't know. So I'd like to talk to somebody who is a communist. Yeah, it does. It sounds similar to socialism, which also somehow doesn't work. It seems, I know there's a lot of countries that are more socialist, like Canada. I think some of Europe, but like Canada obviously has free healthcare. And I don't know what else they do financially, but I know it's good. Robbie talks about it all the time. So I think people are just able to live better. That's the thing. It's like, it's actually so real. Okay, I may have to cut this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to anonymize. I wish I did. This one, I don't know if I want to answer. So I think that means I should because I'm kind of scared.
Hey, Gabby, love the pod. Just looking for, I guess, like your experience or like your advice on what it's like to go down on a girl for the first time as someone who's kind of intimidated to go down on a girl. Any like tips or tricks, advice, or just like from your own first experience, what was it like?
I'm dead at tips and tricks. Yeah, I think you just have to talk yourself into a good headspace. Like, it's okay to be scared, and it's something new, and it's something so vulnerable, but it's okay. You just have to try it. And you got to try it a couple times probably to see if you like it. I think it's kind of fun. It's like the vagina is way more complicated than the dick, which is kind of makes it sexier. Like, it's just different and harder to get to know. Whereas a penis is like doing, like, and then that's pretty much it. And I think like good communication, like tell your partner to tell you exactly how they want it. Like location, left, right, harder, softer, sucky, licky. It's like just good communication. Okay.
Hey girl, my name's Morgan. Hello. I just can't even imagine that you're listening to my voice right now. I love it. Okay, I'll get to the point. Question for you. You just have such like beautiful glowing skin. I know you've posted lots of links and such previously, but help break down your skincare routine for me. I am 29, newly 29, and I just have the most basic skincare routine in the world. I like cleanse and do moisturizer and sunscreen, and I'm trying to incorporate serums and such, but I don't want to waste all my money on things I don't need. I've also tried different serums, and if I don't put them on in the right order, they get super flaky and it ruins the texture of my makeup. I don't know what I'm doing. And I also know that you're not a dermatologist, but you are glowing and radiant at all times. And you also looked that way on national TV. So I know nobody's skin is flawless, but yours appears to be. So help me appear that way too. Break down the routine, girl. Drop some links too if you really want to help a girl out. Thank you so much.
I have to throw in a skincare question because I know we're all basic as fuck around here. And skincare is a part of our life. Yeah, I will say thank you so much. I've worked hard on my skin because I used to have bad skin. So basically, I've tried it all. I do think it can make a difference, but it's like honestly no pressure. Like sometimes I go in waves. Like it's better when you're using good products, and then if you stop using the products for a while, your skin will change a little bit, but you can always get it back. That's what I like, is like, because it can get expensive. But even starting as early as we are is really good compared to whatever the fuck they were doing before us. Love my grandma to death. All she would do is put Nivea. I mean, she did look really fucking good though, but she would slather Nivea on. I do believe in moisture, but I also believe in like retinol. I use Jan Marini's line. I use the acid cleanser for like a tiny exfoliation each day. I love it. I use her some kind of glycolic acid drops for redness and just overall texture. Works so good. I use her Rose Leaf serum for redness, and then I'll use like Supergoop or a good moisturizer. I have started using SkinCeuticals vitamin C to see if I see a difference. I've used it before and I loved it, but I honestly don't know if it's as good as Jan Marini. I'm on a break from Jan Marini, so I'm introducing this, but I know people love it. But I can't say enough about Jan Marini. I know it is pricey. I don't think this would be wasting your money, but I understand. I think the cleanser is important. It's like $40. I also use the transformation cream at night. I've noticed the most difference with that probably. So I think those two things. And I honestly think like this is what they say, like a light retinol at night. If you like get a script from your doctor, like 0.025%, like start really low. 29 is nothing. Introduce it into your skincare. That is the most like evidence-based, way and cost effective. Like Differin, I think is also, it just like helps with the change in cellular turnover on your skin. So we know it's actually making a difference versus serums. You're just like patting the fuck on and you're like, what actually is this? It's not doing anything. Also, I love microneedling for texture. I swear by it. And IPL. Those are my holy grail. Yeah. And I know it is expensive, but it's like for Christmas, or if you have a gift card, I think it's so worth it. But I know not everyone really gives a fuck that much. I do think like a daily skincare routine is good and you can see a difference. But getting down into underneath with the microneedling is really where you're going to see like a huge difference in impact. Oh, this is crazy.
Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm just wondering if you can help me with advice. My sister and I found out that we've been talking to this same guy, and we both have different last names, so I don't think the guy realizes, but we both really like him, so I don't know what to do. So let me know what you think.
This is actually so crazy. I don't really know, but I'm going to take a stab. Because it's like, ultimately it is a two-way relationship, even though I hate putting the power in his hands. But yeah, somebody's going to have to say goodbye. And hopefully it's early enough that like you can get over it. It is still like so awkward. I don't know if like both you and your sister want to walk away. I guess maybe that's the most passive thing I would do because I don't want any animosity. But it's like whatever. You know, even if you guys want to stay together and you like fall deeply in love and get married, this will be just like a crazy ass blip. Hopefully your sister won't hold resentment. Or yeah, and I guess you're like, well, ultimately Jesus Christ, we're sisters. Like, what do you want to do? Like, you guys have to have a 3-way combo about it. Like, and maybe all figure it out together. This is giving some bachelor shit. This is literally giving bachelor. But sister is like another level.
So I'm seeing someone and they're non-binary, and I don't want to have like the relationship conversation with them yet, but I'm like really curious about like what the preferred relationship like language is. Like, are they girlfriend, boyfriend, partner? One time I called them my husband. I also call them my monarch because they're not like a king or a queen. They're just like royalty. Yeah, I don't know. How do I like broach that subject? And then also if you have any fun non-binary nicknames, I'm game. I want to know.
I died at husband. Also, monarch is good. I didn't even listen to this one before, but I just clicked on it. Yeah, I think just like have the conversation. Like, it doesn't have to be like super serious, or even if it is, that's okay. And I think it'll come up naturally. Like, I don't know. I mean, Robbie is she, her. But like we play, it's like sometimes in bed, I'll call her daddy. I'll call her my boyfriend. I'll call her Nardo's dad, but yeah, or I'll call her my girlfriend. But sometimes I check in, obviously, and be like, is this too girly for you? What about this? And then you just kind of know, like, can kind of assume, not even assume, but get to know what they like, even like what they want to be called. Because I think, yeah, it's not something that you don't have to talk about or that has to be so hush hush. I think your partner will actually get a relief knowing that you care and are interested. Okay, let's see. Oh, this one is pretty good. Titled Sexless in Chicago.
Gabby, you're an icon. I love you and your podcast so much. Your humor and honesty, I just feel like very seen and heard by you, even though this is the first time you're hearing me and you've never seen me. I'll get right to the point. I date both men and women. Currently, I'm experiencing lesbian bed death. However, I'm actually in a long-term relationship with a man. Gasp. How do I get my man to want to have sex again? We've only been together for like 2.5 years, but we've only had sex in the year 2024 one time. I've propositioned him. I've tried to schedule it. Nothing's working. There's no way in hell he's cheating on me. I know that for a fact. So it's not like he's getting it elsewhere. He's just not getting it at all. We're very snuggly. We're very touchy, kissy, lovey. Like, everything else is truly perfect in our relationship, which is a gross thing to say, but I absolutely mean it. Except this one huge thing is missing. His dick. No, I'm kidding. It's still there, probably. I wouldn't know. What are some tactics I can use? I am willing to try. Thank you so much. I love you.
First of all, thank you. I think, again, this is probably something that's so much more common than we realize. Also, I love how you're like, but everything else is so good in our relationship, because I do think like everyone's so concerned about sex. You guys do sound like lesbians. Robbie and I think we'll go through phases where we're like really into it, we're fucking, and then it's like we're kind of working through thing as a relationship. Some, whatever, we're maybe busy and we get a lot of our intimacy from like cuddling and kissing and like being all over each other. Like, we're so intimate with each other. It sounds like you and your boyfriend too. So I think that's also like what people get from sex. So I feel like that's like kind of sex. But yeah, I think maybe there's something up with him that he's afraid to tell you. or something affecting his sex drive, I mean, yeah, it's not for lack of trying. So I think it's kind of on him at least to like admit and acknowledge, okay, yeah, this is off. This isn't normal. And what is it? If it's a conversation that you like want to have, or if you guys just like, but it doesn't sound like your sex drive is as low as his. If I'm like, both of you guys were okay with this, that's one thing. But it sounds like you like to freak. Just kidding. Oh my God. Yeah, I think just like talk to him about it. Try and see if there's anything to get to the bottom of. Like, I think we all have a lot of shame around sex that like we're not really talking about, and it comes up in different ways. So, okay, let's see.
Hi, Gabby. My name's Haley. I'm in a pickle because I have the biggest crush on my best friend, who's also my roommate. And he has told me on multiple occasions that he does not feel the same way, but for some reason, I'm the kind of delusional that reads into every single thing he does. And I'm curious if you have any advice on how to stop being delusional and try to move on while also living with somebody. Thank you. Love you.
Well, I do think you have to move out. Some people, or he has to move out, kick his ass out. It's like, is it the easy way out, or are we making boundaries? Are we setting boundaries? I think the latter, because we're allowed to put ourselves in situations that we know are good for ourselves. But if that's not an option, we want people who want us. I know it's really tempting to go for like, the kind of toxic, I like you more because you don't like me back. And we've all been through it. I can't act like I've never been through it. I can't be like, oh yeah, no, that's all I knew until I met Robbie. So it's like I could have been dating the wrong gender, but also I think men make you crazy like this, and it's just like so fucking annoying, and you will and deserve somebody to love you. But it's probably proximity getting all complicated. And it's a fun plot. Sometimes life is better with a crush. So if you can like keep your crush feelings there and like just have it be a thing. But if it starts to really consume we got to figure out a plan B. Okay, I haven't listened to some of these. Let's do this one.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Wait, that's actually so sweet. I didn't even know what I was picking, but I loved it. This one. Okay, let's see.
Hi, Gabby. Fellow carpet muncher here. Love your podcast. Absolutely had to contribute my question. So I am a lesbian in Denver. Been dating my girlfriend for about 6 months now. My question is it possible for lesbians, like a lesbian couple, to have the same friend group? I've seen a lot of positives from us sharing the same friends, but we've also had some things come up like I get invited and she didn't, or we try to make plans and feel like the other partner has to come, or even wanting to take some separation and not knowing how to effectively do that and handle these friendships when we are almost seen as a unit. So, yeah. What do you think?
Well, I think that it's such a good question because I've asked myself this too, because I'm like in straight relationships. I think it's natural for like the dudes to break off, like to dude bro, and then the girls to have their own relationship. So it's like if you have the same friend group, there's like an understanding. kind of a way for you also to maintain your identity. And obviously it's probably so much easier for lesbian couples to get like meshed into one because we're both girls. But I think it's totally fine to have separate friend groups. I mean, Robbie and I pretty much have separate friend groups. We do a lot together. She doesn't really mind having me in her space. But she also has friends that she'll like kind of do stuff with, like alone for sure. But it's like if we're going to something with comedy, if it's like an industry night and stuff, like it's nice to have your partner there anyway. And she's truly so busy for work. That's a lot of her social. And yeah, I have like my girlfriends, like my best friends here, you know, that will have like a girls' night, or we went out for my friend's birthday and Robbie was going to come. But I think I've kind of been struggling a little bit with this too, like being like, is it okay to have my separate identity? And like, how do you kind of manage that, I guess, without feeling like an asshole? But I think it's totally fine. We don't have to like put that guilt on ourselves. But yeah, we were kind of having these conversations and stuff, and I was going to take her to a birthday party of a friend of mine, and Robbie didn't end up going. And I'm like, it was nice just to like be with my friends and hang. 'Cause it's like, you're always consumed with your girlfriend. If you're there together, not really engaging. So yeah. And these things might be hard to talk about, but I think that means like you should talk about that was a good one.
So my best friend since middle school recently told me that our friendship no longer benefits her and she doesn't see the point. Which is weird, but whatever. But the reason for that is because we lived together for literally 3 months. And I got a dog because she said that was okay. But then after 3 months, she basically was like, I don't want your dog inside ever. And I was like, okay, so I'm probably going to move then. And that's when she said that I don't benefit her anymore. She doesn't see the point in our friendship. And we have not spoken since, except recently she's been sending me like memes and stuff. And I'm like, why are you sending me memes? You said that I'm not your friend. You don't see the point, and I don't benefit you anymore. So why are you sending me a meme about E.T.? Mm-hmm. Anywho, I don't really have a question. It was more just something that I found alarming, and I've had to giggle at it because what in the hell is this about? Anywho's, hope you're having a good day. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Anywho's, I think your friend's just like insecure and she's mad at you and not saying it. So it's like, you're going to drop me as a friend? No, bitch, I'm dropping you first.
Hey, Gabitha.
Yeah.
It's me. Sorry, I can't remember if I was supposed to say my name or not. Anyways, I have a manager that is just a see you next Tuesday, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, have you ever had a manager or someone in charge of you that is absolutely the worst human being you've ever met? And how did you deal? We've had several HR meetings and it's just not going anywhere. So I other than leaving my job, which like is fine, I'm already looking to do that. What in the meantime is like the best option? Thanks, love you, girly.
I think look for a new job and make his life hell on the way out. I hate that HR isn't doing anything because what the fuck, where's the power? But some people just get to abuse their power, and if you can't get through to him, I think you just try and school his ass for however many weeks you have left. But I hate to tell you to run, but it's like sometimes our hands are just tied.
Hi, Gabby. I just want to say I love you and I love your content, and your podcast is the only podcast I've ever been able to listen to, like, routinely. I listen to every episode that comes out. But my question is, or need advice kind of, I'm kind of in the open dating field of men, trying to figure out who I want to date, you know, for the long term. So kind of allowing myself to be the bachelorette at this point.
As you should.
And I told one of the guys, like, you know, I want to be able to explore my options. I do like you, but I don't want you to have any expectations of me, you know. And he was, like, totally fine with it, very mature about it. He's like, yeah, just keep communicating, whatever. Since that point, I have had no interest in anyone else. Like, after I told him that, I was, like, shut down by everyone else. Hadn't really been exploring my options after I told him that. I'm like, wait, do I like this guy? Should I it was only like a month ago that I told him that. So I'm like, do I let him know I am only interested in him and, like, take it to the next exclusive type level and try to actually date him? Or should I keep waiting and just see what happens? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Thank you. Bye.
This is hard, and I feel like something similar happened to me. Like the one time I tried to have two, not even boyfriends, I was seeing two guys at the same time. I was like, yeah, I'm going to try this. I was just like on Hinge and like would date multiple dudes. It only happened once because normally I'm just like, we go on one date, that's it for me. So I think and then I was dumped by both of them. So I think you have the right idea. I think, yeah, if you have time to kill, if you're into this guy, just see where it goes. No harm, no foul. And if you don't really like him, I would say, like, keep whatever. If somebody else comes into the picture, go on a date or not. Like, you don't have to be totally exclusive yet. I do think, like, it's easier said than done, especially for women. I just could never. I think we're, like, wired differently. But also kind of maybe out of desperation because we think, like, obviously we're only worth something if a man wants me, but no, that's not true. It might take you a little longer to find someone because you are dating men, and that's okay. And I think just really lean in and try and have fun. But also don't do something you don't want to do. Like, if you do want to be in a relationship and you do like this guy, there's no reason why you don't have to pursue that. We don't have to date around. It just seems like we do because dudes do. So do whatever you want, basically. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them. There are literally so many. I want to go through all of them, so maybe I'll do like a second episode or something. But you guys, oh my God, there's literally so many. Thank you so much, Luvia, and please give me 5 stars and a good review. And I'll see you next time on Long-Winded.